Hello and welcome to a special edition of Free Sample of the Week. Today is the 1 year anniversary of this series, and to celebrate I thought we'd look back on some of the samples that we've looked at over the last year, specifically my top 5 favourites. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. At number 5, we have Prismic, the free edition. There is a full version, and the only difference between them is with the free one, you get, I think it's 4 presets, and the full one, you get like something like 25. But other than that, it's all the same, and there's some really gorgeous, rich sounds. If you're looking for a bass, go no further. I just can't seem to stop comparing bass samples to this library, and I absolutely love it and would highly recommend it. I really rate it. The sounds are really organic, they're very clean, they're a lot of fun, and they're quite complex, and I feel like you don't have to do much to get good results from it. And that's what I like the most about this sample pack, actually, is good quality sounds. You don't have to do much, and you can play around with the knobs a bit to get some interesting effects. At number 4, we have a Labs instrument. I think it would be wrong of me not to mention this epic series of instruments that Spitfire releases, and specifically from Sample of the Week, the one we looked at and the one I'm going to recommend the most and put at number 4 is the Autograph Grand. Now, they do have a soft piano as well, but this one I love so much because it's such a well-rounded piano. It has a gorgeous sound, and out of all the pianos out there, this is one I seem to reach for the most, especially when I'm doing compositions with free samples. There's not a piano better than this one. But what I actually really like about this one is it's just the one patch. It's nothing complicated, it's not a pad, it's just plain and simple. At number 3, we have the RJS Classic Electric. This is a guitar like no other, especially if you're looking for something free. Now, this does work on Contact as well as the Decent Sampler. If you have Contact, I highly recommend downloading that version. If you don't have that, there is a version available for the Decent Sampler, and it's just a gorgeous, full and well-rounded instrument, a beautiful vibrato. It's just your classic electric guitar, and I can't really say more than that. There's nothing free out there that I found that really compares to this. In all honesty, this is a sound I have been looking for a very long time. I do a lot of sort of indie music, and this sound is extremely desirable. It's that perfect balance of not too much but not too little. At number 2, we have the tenor saxophone. This is one I did a long time ago, and looking back, the video wasn't the greatest and I couldn't find some really good extracts from it, so I had to kind of go back and recreate a scene just so I could show off this instrument and how beautiful the legatos and the sounds really are. I just love there's the wholeness and fullness of the sound that comes with this. Yes, you have the 3 mic positions and they can be hit and miss, but the overall fullness and richness of the sound and just these lovely short notes in combination with the longs, you can get some really nice legato melodic lines out of this, I feel. And as well, it's velocity sensitive instead of the use of the mod wheel, which I feel maybe having both options available would have been nice, but I understand it's a decent sampler, I understand it's free. But overall, it's such a gorgeous saxophone sound that I just can't fault it for what it is. At number 1, we have Lucent. This was a flute like no other. I absolutely loved playing with this instrument. I was comparing it to things from like the BBC Symphony Orchestra. That was the quality I was getting from this instrument. It's just such a full, rich and breathtaking sound, and if you're going to download any instrument from this series, this is the one I would recommend the most, the Lucent flute. I'm loving this. This is absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and that subtle vibrato in comparison to that pure tone we have. Yes, it'd be nice to kind of change them in and out, but just swap between the two if you want a little bit of vibrato. If you don't, there you have it. It's there and then. And of course, we have the dry and wet mix. Round robins, there are none except the one, but you still have those dynamic layers, which are just so good. So those have been my top 5 instruments from this series. What have been some of your favourites, and what instruments would you like to see me do in this series? There is definitely more videos to come, and hopefully we'll have many more anniversaries to celebrate. But thank you so much for your support on this series. It's one I thoroughly enjoy, and honestly the quality of instruments that we get in this series surprise me, and honestly some of these compete side by side with paid versions of the instrument. I really think we should be celebrating free samples. We live in a day and age where there is so much available, and it's great to see that you can create great music at basically no cost at all. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.